Hey ladies, I missed you all so much. I was away with my kids visiting my parents in the Bahamas, and it was great. And as you know, I did do a Facebook Live while I was there. I did one, and we had very intermittent electricity and internet, so it was a little bit challenging, and I felt a little disconnected, but it was good. It made me kind of take a breather from having constant connection with my computer and my phone and those sort of things, and made me really appreciate when we did have power and when we did have internet and when I could connect with people. So one thing that I wanted to talk about today is when we were traveling home on Monday, there was something that I really noticed about people, and I've noticed this before, but it was really, really apparent to me. But we were at dinner during our layover in Atlanta, and we were sitting at a table, and every single table, the people sitting at it, you know, there's a couple over here and both of them are on their phones, like no conversation at all. And then there was another older couple over there, and they were doing the same thing. And then there was this family of four, you know, a husband and a wife and their two kids, and the husband was sitting here like this while his wife and two kids were both like, and no conversation. And it just kind of like hit me, and I actually told my daughter, I was like, let's not do that, sweetie. And she was like, yeah, I know. And so it just kind of hit me on how, like, we've got to just connect, you know, you got to just like put the phone down. So the things that I wanted to talk about today are 3 ways that you can kind of like shift that kind of need, or it's just this constant thing that you want to like touch your phone and check and see if this constant like state of like hoping that somebody's going to be reaching out or whatever. And I get it, like I do it, I find myself getting into patterns like that, and then I'm like, okay, I got to take a break. So one thing is, for meals, maybe make a rule, whether you're out to dinner or eating at home or at a friend's house or whatever, but like, I don't know, like I've seen things on Facebook where you like people put their phones in the middle of the table, and the first one, you know, it's a group of friends or whatever, and they all put their phones in the middle of the table, and the first one to touch their phone has to pay for the meal or something. But like, to me, it's kind of like, well, leave your phone in the purse, you know. I never like have my phone out unless it's like I need to, you know, somebody's running late and you need to get a hold of them or something like that. But, you know, just like make it an effort or a rule to just not have, you know, phones or electronic devices at meals. Because it's a really good chance, like even if you aren't talking, is just having the space and ability to talk and hear, you know, like how your kids' days went, or like what's going on with your husband, or, you know, whatever, or just be silent together, and that's okay too. So that's one tip. And then the next tip is, and I know we've talked about this going along with boundaries, but using the do not disturb mechanism on your phone. So like, I know Michaela and I do this a lot if we're in really focused sessions of work. So if, you know, if we're on a coaching call, or if we're, you know, recording for the podcast or for our 6-week program, that sort of thing, like we're just like, okay, do not disturb. And so what happens when you set up your phone on do not disturb is it basically silences it, so you don't get any notifications for text messages, emails, any notifications at all, and any phone calls go directly to voicemail. So then when you pick up your phone an hour or so later, then you see it, and that's okay. And it's okay, like we live in this society where we feel like there's this expectation that we're supposed to respond right away, but it's actually okay to not respond right away. No, like unless it's an emergency. I know like do not disturb has a setting where if you have like 2 or 3 calls in a row from the same phone number, then it will come through. So it's like an emergency setting, and you can also set it up so that, you know, your favorite list can come through for a phone call when it's on do not disturb. So there are ways around that part, but it's okay. Like people can wait to, you know, an hour or 4 hours or like a whole day. I know I have a setup on one of my emails that I check my email twice a day, and that's when I will respond. And if you need me sooner, then call me. So anyway, so just give yourself that space. And so how I have my do not disturb set up is, you know, it's during my focus times, when I'm with my kids, you know, after school or before school, I don't have my phone with me. generally, and then at night my phone is set up to go on Do Not Disturb at 7 o'clock, and then it stays on Do Not Disturb until 8:30 the next morning, so basically like when I start working the next day. So that has really worked for me and makes it, and I often have my phone on just vibrate anyways, so that I'm not, I don't know, there's something about that like ding where you're just like, and it makes you feel like you have to go and touch your phone. So it just kind of eliminates that. And so the third thing that we came up with for a tip around this is, so if like making kind of a little rule, so it kind of adds a little bit of self-care into your phone relationship, is that every time you like go and actually pick up the phone, and you know, not like if you're answering the phone, but like if you're just checking it to see if you have a text message or, you know, checking Facebook or something, to go and before you actually like do the activity, pick it up and you take 3 deep breaths. So really deep, like 4, 7, 8 breaths. So like you breathe in for 4, hold for 7, and then release for 8. And you can do that 3 times, and that can be kind of just a way of just kind of grounding yourself at the same time as, you know, checking your phone. So anyway, I hope that helps, because it made me really sad when I saw that husband sitting at the table with 3 people on their phones. It just was really sad to me, and I just feel like, you know, people just need to connect, and I think that will help everybody's relationships. So I hope you all have a good day. Michaela and I will be back together on Friday, and we'll see you then. Bye.